Build a morning basket for the summertime with me. Hi, my name is Ashley Heather. I am an American mom who lives in the Netherlands with her 2 American and Dutch children and a Dutch husband. I have a daughter that's 6 and a son that is 3, and I am a teacher, so I have the summer off, and my kids are mostly with me throughout the summer. In order to create some kind of structure to our days, we first signed up for a 1-week summer swimming class for our oldest daughter, and then we also now have the rest of the summer basically free after a camping trip. So in order to keep some kind of a Waldorf theme, we decided to create some rhythms that will help us through our days, and that is why I am creating this morning basket. Here you can see that we have a Brain Quest book. Everything that is here in the video in our basket, we will link down in the description box. And we basically will always start the day with this basket where we have first some read-alouds that I read to them while they eat breakfast, and then we will do some formal education in the form of workbooks or worksheets in order to get some academics done and to kind of get the kids focused on the day. I do keep the basket pretty open-ended though, so that no crafts or activities are put in the basket because each day they may feel like doing something different. We are quite a crafty family, which you will see on the messy crafty table. Our children do have some screen time, but we try to limit it so that they can really work with their hands and also be creative and imaginative and playful. That is an important part of Waldorf education, that they create themselves and that they have some connection to nature. So you can see on the messy table we have quite a bit that's still left out because sometimes living is more important than cleaning. But at any rate, you can see some of the traditional education and workbooks that we are doing. My daughter is already reading in Dutch, and I do about 1 year behind her current Dutch education level in English with English workbooks. And then our son is 3, and we're really now focusing on pen control and some simple math. You can see here one of the books in the morning basket is for numbers, being able to see what the actual written number looks like, and then trying to quantify that with the dice here or the items on the right side, where you have to line up each item to see what the number looks like and then what that actually looks like in a tangible type of way. So this is really good for him at his age point, and he will do some work that's age appropriate for him, while my daughter does work that's age appropriate for her, and I supervise it and oversee it and help them. We have this book here from the library about consent and boundaries in your body and how to speak up for yourself. So we will do a little portion of this book each morning because I think that is super important. And we are also a Christian family, so we will always have some Bible stories that we will do in the morning. This really helps us connect, and my 2 children just absolutely love when I read to them as they eat breakfast. So this has been a great way for us to get started at the beginning of the day, connect with the Lord, connect with each other, and to do some education directly at the start of the day. So you see how the basket is growing here. This is a Dutch Bible book because we rotate, so we don't always use the same ones. And usually when I read Dutch books to them, I translate in my head to English because I speak English with my kids and my husband speaks Dutch with the kids. So they get really the native language and correct pronunciation from each of their parents, and both languages are native languages for them. So you will see here we also have a selection of cards for letters and animals with some facts, not entire decks because that would be a little overwhelming for them. On rainy days, we like to cook or bake together, so that is why I put the cooking book with children in the basket so they can get some ideas. A lot of our books also have craft ideas in the back, or depending on what they feel like doing that day, we will talk about the options. But if the weather is nice, then generally we just plan to go outside and play outside. So the basket offers us a lot of freedom, but then also some ideas to get them thinking if they don't really know what they want to do, and it keeps them actively learning and playing without, asking for TV. You can see some of the artwork here that was left on the table before I filmed the video. You can see all of the crafts kind of out and about here. We do try to somewhat have a Montessori philosophy where we clean up and put away our work when we are done, but it doesn't always go as planned, and sometimes we're just caught up in the moment and living and enjoying our life together. So for the first day, I chose this library book, Goldilocks and the One Bear. It is a wonderful sequel to the traditional Goldilocks and the Three Bears story, and my two kids loved it. So we usually start with a book that I choose, and then my daughter chooses a book, and then my son, and then together they choose a book with me, and we have about 4 read-alouds in the morning during breakfast time. And this book was chosen by my daughter, How Many Sleeps Till Halloween. This was also a really good one for them. It is bright, colorful, short, but really clear, and an interesting and funny story. We often take breaks when we do the read aloud to kind of say, "Oh, which one are you?" or comment just on what we're seeing and have a little side conversation. This book was my son's choice. It was in Dutch, and it was quite lengthy text-wise. The story, though, was really interesting and fun. It did take quite a bit out of me, though, because I had to translate everything as I went along, but it was really nice, and we also, again, had a lot of side conversations during it, but really still stayed focused on the theme of the story. And the last one was chosen by both of my kids, the English version of a Dutch classic, The Cow Who Fell in the Canal. It is beautifully illustrated, and it is a really nice story, and my two kids both loved it. Again, they are ages 6 and 3, so sometimes it can be hard to find a story that really captures the attention of both of them, but there are definitely tons of books out there that you can choose that will do that for you, and this is one of them. I highly recommend it. I will link it below in the description box as well. And before we even get started with the morning basket, our children go to the bathroom first thing in the morning, and on our door you can see here the sight words from our daughter, as well as an ABC poster for our son. So thank you so much for watching, and continue to watch for more ideas.